Welcome back to JW News. I should change my news description there. I can do that, eh? I have the technology. Watch this. I get rid of it there, and I go like that. JW News around the world. This one deserves a proper topic because this is global. Global. Okay, let's get right into it. Let's look at this. This is the global news. This is what we're looking at. Right off JW.org. It's global. We're going to look at this. This is the rendering of the entrance to the new Fishkill Support Center of Jehovah's Witnesses. That's what this is. So the town of Fishkill, you see it says global right there, global news. If you click that, it goes into a bunch of other global news on the site. So now it says the town of Fishkill, New York, U.S.A. gives approval for the new support center of Jehovah's Witnesses. On October 27, 2023, site plan approval was granted for the new construction at the Bethel facilities in the town of Fishkill, New York, U.S.A. This approval from the town planning board means that the work on the new Fishkill Support Center of Jehovah's Witnesses can begin immediately. You know what that means, folks? We need a lot of rank and files down there donating their time building this project. That's what this means. It's kind of giving everyone's a heads up. And you know, folks, for a lot of you that are out there, it's a big privilege for a Jehovah's Witness to get invited to go to Bethel to work on a project of this caliber. Could you imagine? A lot of Canadians would get invited, would go down there, you know, if they had special skill sets. Now, anyways, the Fishkill Bethel facilities are located about 64 kilometers or 40 miles north of the world headquarters of Jehovah's Witnesses in Warwick, New York, USA. The brothers and sisters serving at Fishkill work in computer support, information technology, and other assignments. Now, we're going to talk about these other assignments, folks. Now, I want you guys from now on, think about what those other assignments could be. But I thought this is a brilliant way of marketing this. Now, anyways, the new construction will be built on a 23-hectare, 57-acre site across the street from the existing Bethel accommodations. The support center will include 2 stories, 4,300 square feet, square meters. That's a way bigger. And 47,000 square feet. That's what that works out to. Office building in a 15,000 square foot maintenance building and a 15,000 square foot recreational building. Wow, they got a 15,000 square foot recreational building. Okay, keep a mental note of that, folks. Okay? I don't know if you have that at every normal Bethel. That kind of a segregation. Like, there's a lot of footage there going to the recreation section. Any of the Bethels I've been at, I've never seen that. Okay. Outdoor recreation areas are also planned. Wow. Considerable attention has been given to the design of the site in a sustainable and environmentally conscious way. And they're doing that. That's common all over. You're getting grants all over the place for doing everything in a good way. You see the landscape, the city, everything over there? So this is huge. There's a lake. Looks like there's a big lake here, according to this diagram. Some farmland behind it. Beautiful, beautiful land. Like, this must have cost a bit. We're going to look at a backstory too in a bit, folks. Now, this is the rendering of the new Fishkill Support Center, which includes a 2-story office building, a recreation building, maintenance building, and 4 outdoor recreation areas. So number 2 is the recreation building right here. This whole building's recreation. And then it says outdoor, number 4 over there. Way over there. You guys see a way over there? I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing, but that's a way over there. I think that's a golf course. I don't know. It's an outdoor recreation area. Keep that in mind, because I'm going to ask you, who's living here? This isn't standard Bethelites. This isn't the normal Joe. Okay, while most of the construction work will be outsourced, so they're going to outsource it? Really? It will be overseen by a few brothers serving at Bethel. The facility is projected to be completed by October 2025. Wow, so they're finding it's cheaper to outsource it? Or is there a reason for that within this facility? Brother Jason Kale, who currently lives at Fishkill and works in the office support, remarked, "Until now, Fishkill Bethel has primarily consisted of residential accommodations with no shared space for those who live there. However, keep that in mind. So it's residential, but there's no shared space for those who live there. In other words, others can't come in and live there. It's a closed community." That's kind of what I think they're saying. You guys let me know in the comments how to read that. No shared space for those who live there. However, these new facilities will provide a place for many of us to meet and work together. We are eagerly anticipating the completion of this new support center. Well, take a look at that. If you look at the landscape, like this looks like a fairly nice residential area, like it's a whole subdivision. Little garages built in, double-story housing. You know, maybe there's a fourplex there, not sure. But these aren't Bethel accommodations. We're going to take a look at what Bethel accommodations look like in just a bit. We're going to go into one of the Jehovah's Witness videos. So it says, in concluding here, it says, "We rejoice at the announcement of this construction project that will serve to further unite those serving at Fishkill Bethel. We pray along with them for Jehovah's rich blessing on this exciting project." So they're saying several of the existing Bethel residential accommodations in Fishkill, New York. So this looks like it's separate residential accommodations. So they're getting into buying these subdivisions, basically. Buying them up in Fishkill. Is that tax-free? I would ask. If I lived in Fishkill County, I would ask that. So that's what I did. I went on and I looked up some other information. I'll just pull the screen up here so you can see what I've been looking at. There's a lot of stuff. The Jehovah's Witness one comes up first on this Fishkill. And Construction Journal. We're going to look at a few. Jehovah's Witness break down the floor plan. This is like a year ago. And it was the board meeting. I was looking at some of that. And the community at the time, you know, these are some of the questions that they had. So anyways, maybe they have to use third-party contractors. Maybe that's what they said in order for them to get the land, so that they're supporting other construction companies in the community. So they put it up for tender. Maybe, you know, because the problem is these big organizations come in, they buy up everything tax-free, they build it all on the rank and file on the backs of their own people, and then there's no contribution at all toward the community. And I think that's one of the problems. I was looking at this article. This is a religious facility project lead. You know, they're looking at all the details. It's quite the big deal here. Yeah, it was huge. So now, the one article I wanted to look at, the Jehovah's Witness contract to buy the third Fishkill property. It looks like they're buying up the whole community. I'll see if this blows up a little better. And it says the Jehovah's Witness organization, and this is an older article. This is August of 2015. So this is going back a few years when they started doing this, buying up all these properties. And it talked about the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of New York has purchased contract with AVR Realty, the private developer active in the area, to acquire a project under construction, Lacola said. And the project is known as the Chelsea Senior Living Facility. and was being built by the unit of AVR to serve as a combination of assisting living facilities, independent living for seniors, and some townhouses, he said. So that's how they pitched it back in 2015. He said the representative of the Watchtower Group informed him Monday of the plans. Contract was signed. So I don't see any senior homes. The Watchtower didn't, in the article we read, didn't talk about a senior facility, but that's kind of, they went in with that pretense. Maybe because maybe they're going to look after the old, the governing body is probably going to get those nice houses. Maybe that's where the governing body's moving to. Those nice subdivision houses. They all have garages, if we go back to that, right down here. You look, there's garages built in. Park your car in there in the winter. It's a closed community. Maybe they're the seniors, and that's how they're pitching that. I'm not sure. It says Watchtower already owns Rivercrest luxury apartment complex near Chelsea Senior Living Site, as well as a former industrial land off Industrial Way that is vacant except for one structure. And Lacola said it still intends to develop new office space for its staff on that land, but that previous plans for video studios have apparently been taken off the books. So, not sure. I wasn't doing any reporting way back in 2015 when this all came out. So you guys might have some comments on this that I'm not aware of, but this is what I could find. He said Lacola said the property to be acquired would likely go off the tax rolls for the same reason. But that impact would be small, perhaps a few $1,000s, because at the last tax assessment, the property was mostly vacant land, and the school district is also impacted, but at a higher sum. So here we're charging our school districts more taxes than the Watchtower has to pay. It seems unfair. Dutchess County and the Chelsea Fire District are also affected. It finalized the property will likely comply with the New York State. The loss is greater if it is compared with what would have been, however. The assisted living project to overlook Chelsea was valued at $24.9 million, and it was designed to create 60 jobs. So maybe that's what there was a senior living facility that was going to go in and didn't go in because of the Watchtower. I'm not sure. It's an old article, but it's all I could find that had to do with this Fishkill County or Town Board. So the board agreed then to tax pilot or program a lieu of taxes that was arranged by the county industrial development for the assisted living complex. And the town negotiated a proposed tax break downward, accepting 4-year graduated reduction that would have placed the entire value on the roll with the 5th year. So maybe that's how maybe the Watchtower agreed to pay a bit of taxes in with the lump sum. That's how they got it. The Watchtower is cagey. I think they're very smart at buying property. Now, I go back to, here's Bethel. Let's take a look at the Bethel. I wanted to show you what it looks like in a Bethel facility. Just going to get off the screen here. And if you haven't stayed at Bethel, this is kind of what it's like.
Responsible for cleaning their own room. Housekeepers assist the family by cleaning each resident's room once a month. Besides the kitchen and laundry operations, the Bethel office is responsible for organizing spiritual programs and for the overall management of all branch office properties. Back at the office, more work is being accomplished. Hundreds of letters and reports from the field are received on a weekly.
So this is just a typical Bethel, what goes on in Bethel. This isn't even, I was looking at the Bethels, trying to get a tour of the branch in the U.S. There was nothing. But this gives you this is probably one of their newer branches. It's like a hotel living at Bethel. And they show it, coming up the elevators. It's like living in a hotel. You got a front desk. And eating is down. There's a cafeteria where everyone eats at. Typically, they didn't really show a lot of that. I couldn't find a lot of it on these videos. Anyways, that was it for the little bit on the Bethel, the organization. I just plugged in Bethel on the website. And, you know, all they had was their museum tours for Warwick. Nothing really on the Bethel. That particular tour I showed you was Indonesia branch tour, one of their newer branches. But they're all like a hotel. So now I'm going to go back to this article we were reading, and we'll blow it up here. You look at these accommodations, that's not living in a hotel. Like if you had to live for long periods of time and you were working for the Watchtower, because basically you're a Watchtower employee, where do you want to live? Do you want to live with the rank and file, the workers, the print and press people? Or do you want to live here in these nice apartments? You see, if we look at this this whole center, it's camouflaged, this Fishkill. But what they've put up here, and they even brought it out here, they said it's going to be used for other purposes, other things. And they didn't really say what it's going to be used for. Other assignments, they called it. Now, wouldn't it make sense that this is their new legal building? You see, the Watchtower has so many lawsuits. They're going out all over the world looking for lawyers within, accountants, tax professionals. The Watchtower has become very involved with buying properties and fighting lawsuits and fighting the governments legally. And they call it legally defending. So I went onto their site and I wanted to see where they do this all out of. They claim they're doing it. Well, they're probably doing it all out of Warwick right now. And if you're a lawyer and you're recruited in, and they're hiring other professional lawyers in, paying big bucks because they have to. In the state of Pennsylvania, they're hiring a whole legal team, the legal team that they're Matt Haverstick, that the Catholic Church has used on their suits. So the Watchtower has to go outside of its own people and hire lawyers and pull them in. Well, do you think they want to put them up in Bethel? Let's say they have to put up some people. They pull them in from parts of the country, have to brief them on everything. And do you think you could keep everything secret? Top secret? You can't do that in Bethel. People, these maids come in, people come into your rooms. You see, if you put people up in a house, they have the keys to the house. They have a garage, they have a car. Bethel probably has a fleet of rental cars, or a fleet of cars, leased cars. And they hand the guy, the lawyer comes in, he's handed a car. You know, this is a lawyer. You're not going to put a lawyer, a high top lawyer attorney up, him and his family, and expect them to fight legal battles for you. And what about the confidentiality? You know, papers that are laying around. Well, you see, if he has his own house, he has his own studio in his house, his own office, the lawyer goes across the street over to this building here and goes to the legal part where he has to meet clients and deal with stuff. This is all for their top-end executives. Now, the top-end executives, they cannot be mingling with the rank and file. You're dealing with legal lawsuits, confidentiality. Could you imagine the rank and file in Bethel getting wind that, hey, we're covering up all these child sex things? You couldn't have those people mix. You have to keep them separate people, separate facilities. And you're going to have high-end facilities for your top-ranking legal people. Now, over here, number 4, that recreation area, that's a golf course. I can see it almost. It's a golf course. There's a pond there. I'm almost positive, but again, it's a supposition. So don't take that for fact. But these guys, you get the lawyers out there golfing, venting off the steam. They're running up against the governments. They're shutting us down in Norway. We have to fight Japan. We have CSA cases coming out of our yin-yang. How long can we keep fighting the fact without apologizing? How long can we keep calling it Jehovah's Light? You see, these lawyers have to have some real serious discussions within amongst themselves. And you cannot do that with the rank and file. They're all going to leave. These lawyers know that it's a game. They know it's a game. And they know that it's just this is just the way it is. Maybe they are brainwashed. Maybe they aren't. I don't think a lot of them are. I think they know they're just fighting this legal, and they might try to convince themselves it's Jehovah's battle and all of these things. But at the end of the day, they're fighting governments. This is some serious business. They're fighting to stay alive. And you're not going to put those people up with the rank and file. That's my opinion. And that's what I think this is all about. So for you guys out there that are donating all of this money, oops, sorry about that. Didn't shut that off. But for you guys out there that are donating all of this money to the organization, you wonder where it's going. And you're leaving your estates, your whole estates. You're giving it up to Jehovah. And your kids are getting nothing. They're getting nothing. The end's coming any day. Well, you're actually building retirement facilities for the governing body. They're getting older. And they're not going to live amongst the rank and file. They're going to live in the elite housing, garages. You drive in like Tony Moore's got, same kind of stuff that's going on here. And they're going to work in these high-end areas. So that's what I see that's happening, folks. So that's the news for today, the new support center of Jehovah's Witnesses. I thought this was a center that was going to support the homeless and help people. This is a high-end executive facility designed for the elite with a separate recreation area. And lots of recreation in here. That building number 2 we were looking at, it's all recreation. Building number 2, right there. This is what's in there. What a high-end executives do. Curl? Maybe this is a curling rink. I don't know, but we'll soon find out. There'll probably be more information coming up, and I could be a way off to lunch here, folks. But it's just kind of my supposition. This is just what I'm thinking that's going on here. We don't see the whole story. We just see part of it. So, folks, until next time, keep living your day with love. Bye for now.